What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative and exciting video right here. I'm telling you, this story comes out of the coast of South Africa, where you get one of these divers, decides to get his ass in the ocean around one of these, some of these big ass whales and sharks and what have you. And he almost got swallowed. Let's check this video out.
An unprecedented picture. Take a look. There, the jaws of a whale, and there, the legs and flippers of a man dangling. Now, this guy is a nature photographer. He was there to film the world-famous sardine run. So, of course, once he swam back to his boat, he asked his team, "Did you get the picture?" They got it. It is one of the great spectacles of nature, the stunning sardine run off the South African coast. But what came next was even more incredible and unexpected. In the jaws of a whale, a wildlife photographer, just his legs showing.
It took less than 2 seconds.
And amazingly, he survived.
In that 2 seconds, the first thing which I realized is that something grabbed me, pushed my hip together, and I could feel the pressure and instantly knew it was a whale.
This morning, Rainer Schimpf telling us there wasn't time to be terrified.
My second thought was that obviously it can't swallow me, because the throat of the whale is not big enough to swallow a human. And my next thought was it's most likely going to dive down with me.
Everything went black.
Yeah, because I was inside.
If the Brutus whale had pulled him down, he would have surely died.
I held my breath and I was prepared. And that's the only thing I could do. I mean, you can't fight a 15-ton animal. I was just holding on and bracing myself and calming myself down not to be panicked. And it worked out. He spat me out and everybody is happy.
His story and this extraordinary picture, like real-life legend. You may be the first person to be swallowed by a whale since Jonah in the Bible.
I showed it my son and he was quite impressed. And you won't believe what his name is.
What's his name?
Jonas.
It could have been way worse. The sardine run attracts many sharks.
It's not the whale you should be afraid of. It's more the situation.
But this morning, he says, he still loves life in the ocean. Minutes after the experience, he was back in the water. And once he got home to his wife, they checked his body. Get this, guys, there wasn't a single bruise, proving that these Brutus whales, some of the biggest animals in the world, truly are gentle giants, guys.
Now, did y'all hear that stupid ass man? I'm telling you, did y'all hear when he said a whale that size throat is not big enough to swallow a human, so he wasn't worried? He lying. His ass was sticking out the whale mouth and shit. I mean, these people are so damn stupid. People like him, the people like that woman I just did the video on and took her dumb ass into the enclosure with the black panther. Well, it looked like a panther to me. You know, they say it's a black whatever jaguar, but looked like a panther to me. But anyway, these people, oh yeah, and the woman that just had it out with the bull that got fed up and tired of her shit and try to scuffed her ass up a little bit. I got this to say for those people. These damn people so stupid that they shouldn't be operating in society by themselves. They need caretakers. To tell them to say, well, no, don't do that. That's dangerous right there. You can be eaten alive or whatever. Just don't do some shit, you know what I mean, it's going to get you hurt, or whatever. See, I couldn't believe this when I saw this story. And these are people that says they have high IQs. No, this is not high IQ. This is just not high IQ behavior. It's simple, easy equations. Simple math. If you don't want to get your ass swallowed up or scuffed up, bruised up, scraped up, don't go around these kind of animals. These things will eat your ass up. They don't care. Laws don't frighten them. See? It's so ridiculous. It's funny. I can't understand this shit, Let's get into the story. Okay, let's dissect this thing. Diver recounts panic of almost being swallowed alive by massive whale. A stunning photo captured the moment wildlife photographer Rainer Schimpf had his head and torso in the mouth of a 15-ton whale off the coast of South Africa. Man, they are straight the wonders. I tell you, they got to be everywhere. Everywhere. You understand? Okay. South Africa photographer has a whale of a survival story and the stunning photo to prove it. Rainer Shemp, 51, had his own personal Book of Jonah moment when his head and torso were gobbled up by a whale while he was shooting footage of a sardine run off the coast of near Port Elizabeth Harbor in South Africa. I held my breath and I was prepared, and that's the only thing I could do. I mean, there was no other thing I could do, Shemp told Today's Keith Simmons. I mean, you can't fight a 15-ton animal. Exactly, and that's the reason why you shouldn't have had your dumb ass out there in the water. You'll never hear about any other race of people, especially us. You understand? I mean, we don't do shit like this. I mean, let's face it, ain't no way in the hell you can offer us billions of dollars to go out there in that water and do that shit, and we just won't get the billions because we ain't gonna do no dumb shit like this. This don't make sense. See, now, to me, that's high IQ. You see what I'm saying? That's a high IQ. Y'all let me know if you agree in the comment section. But Shemp was in the mouth of the Beard's whale, which can grow to 55 feet and weigh up to 30 tons. He thankfully was only trapped for about 2 seconds before the whale let him free. The incredible scene was captured by photographer Heinz Tobinser, who was in a nearby boat with Shemp's wife, Silk. I bet you Heinz ass was probably hoping that Rainer got his ass ate up. Well, Shemp's, whatever his name is, because then he probably would have, that could have been a setup. You never know. But this is crazy. I'll tell you, really. I read the Bible, heard about the story of Book of Jonah and stuff like that, how he was in the belly of a whale for 3 days, and the Most High, he had to be in that for Jonah to be, in the belly for 3 days. But this dumbass right here, this dude, that was stupid. He's a blessed man that whale just decided to spit his ass out, because he didn't stand a chance. You see, I was just holding myself, embracing myself, and calming myself down not to be panicked, and it worked out, he said. He spat me out, and everybody's happy. Well, it was nothing he did, actually. He can say all that shit, all he want, panic and calming down and all that. No, he's lying. He panicked, he was worried. He saw his whole entire life flash before his eyes when that shit happened. Trust and believe he did. See? His biggest fear was not being completely swallowed by the whale, but being pulled down into the depth in the deep ocean. My second thought was that obviously it can swallow me because it can't swallow me. Because the throat of a whale is not big enough to swallow a human. And my next thought was it's most likely going to dive down with me, Shemp said. Well, the thing is, Shemp don't think so smart. He's not that smart in thinking. Because something that big, I can assure you, won't have no problem at all with swallowing a human being. You talking about something, 30 tons? 30 tons? That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. A check of his body after the ordeal found that he didn't even have a single bruise. He was back in the water only minutes later. Simmons joked that Shemp might be the first person since Jonah's biblical Odyssey to enter the mouth of a whale and survive. I showed the photos to my son and he was impressed, Shemp said. And you'll never guess what his name is. Guess Jonas, whatever you want to call it. But Yeah, these guys are what I call not only stupid, but they daredevils. You understand? I mean, these are what you call daredevils. Evil Knievel, back in the day, was a cyclist, stunt cyclist, and he was a daredevil, and he would jump Grand Canyons and all that old kind of shit. Now, anybody know with common sense, you don't do shit like that. He didn't have all kinds of bones, broken his body and every damn thing, and what have you. But they like to play with their life. Who was that one? That one guy. What's it? Not Crocodile Dundee. Whoever that man was that got killed by the stingray. He liked to do shit like this, and then one day see the stingray stabbed him in the chest. You know what I'm saying? He go down there and swim around him and shit like that. They like to invade. See, the problem with people like that, they like to invade in areas where they're not welcome. Okay? You ain't got no business going down in no ocean messing around with something that's... You just don't mess around like that. You don't go out in the woods. You don't be messing around with wolves. You don't go getting your ass in no enclosures at the zoo with animals, and then, when you get, scraped on and chewed on, now you want to holler. Just shit like that. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this story right here. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And this is James, and I'm out. Peace.